All right, so the next part is the PowerPoint presentation. Now again, I'm going to go under modules and I'm going to scroll down onto final exam and I'm going to go under PowerPoint part. This is worth 10 points, so it's a little bit less, but it's still important. Okay, so if you click on it, you'll get all these instructions. Let's briefly go through these instructions. So your goal is to create a 7 to 10 slide presentation to explain the topics that you've learned in Excel throughout the whole semester as if you were explaining it to a beginner. In my other classes and in the past semesters I've had, I actually have students present it to the class, but since this is an online class, I'm not online, I'm sorry, distance learning, I figured it may be hard to have people in Long Island presenting to Brooklyn and people in Brooklyn presenting to Long Island. So I just gave you just making the presentation. So you kind of got the easy way out, right? You don't have to actually present. Um, your presentation, just like what we did in all the classworks in class, you should have a theme, whatever theme you choose to do. You should have two or more animations. It could be anything you choose. Two or more slide transitions, anything you choose. That should show me you know how to put transitions in your slide. You should have um, three or more different slide layouts. So that's layouts are like the title slide, comparison slides, anything like that. Just show me you know how to change layouts. You should put some backgrounds in. I asked for two or more. You can put as many as you want to show me you can change your background on a slide. And um, you're going to show me that you can put some type of media in your slide. That was the last thing we talked about on the last day of class in the last classwork. You can either put a trimmed movie in, or you can put a trimmed audio, and I'll throw you a little bit of bonus points if it's actually you talking, or if it's actually you making a video explaining some concepts, right? Just because it's cool to present. Um, your presentation is about Excel, so this is really cool because it kind of shows me that you understand Excel, and um, these are the topics that you should include. You're not limited to it. You can include as many topics as you want, but you should talk a little bit about basic Excel formatting. You should talk a little bit about conditional formatting, what the difference is, formula and functions are. You should tell me the differences between nested and simple if statements, and maybe you can give me an example flowchart. You'll talk about plotting, the different types of plotting, the differences of plotting. We talked about some plotting in class. We talked about um, pie charts, bar charts, column charts, scatter plots, and line plots. So you should include as many as you want and kind of explain the differences between them and maybe the scenarios that you would use each in. And finally, you'll explain to me what goal seeking is, the importance of it, what it's used for, and give me an example of it. And maybe you can talk about the different parts of a goal seeking, what the set cell means, what the to changing value means, and what the changing cell means, right? Just to show me that you really understand goal seeking. Finally, I'm going to grade you by how creative it is. So if you just give me some shabby thing that you just put together and don't show me any creativity, come on. All right, I need to be a little entertained. If you put some effort into it, since it's a take-home assignment and you have literally all day, I expect it to be a little bit better than if you were doing it in class and you had like an hour to do it. And obviously, the accuracy of Excel, because probably the biggest component of this class of COM 140 in general is showing that you can understand Excel. And then, if you recall, of all the classworks that we did, there was usually a question at the end, and the question usually poses something about PowerPoint development. So in the chapters, there were things about the 7 by 7 rule. So maybe you can tell me if you abided by the 7 by 7 rule. Um, we talked about coloring in Microsoft Word, but coloring also applies in PowerPoint. Did you use readable fonts and any other design principles that maybe they talked about in the three chapters of PowerPoint that you were expected to kind of read over, right? So at the end, after you're content and you're finished with your PowerPoint presentation, you'll upload your PowerPoint right to here, and you are done with the final exam. You're done with COM 140, which is sad, but remember, you can always visit me and stay in contact, and everyone's going to do good, right? So just show me that you know the stuff. You have all day long. This is going to open literally at 1 p.m., and you have all the way until 11:59 p.m. to complete it. You only have one shot, So try not to wait until like 10 o'clock to start. Um, let's see. I will respond to emails if you need me. And I'll be on campus, but I just won't be in the distance learning room. So people in Brooklyn, if you want to stop by and see me, I sent out an announcement with the room I'm in. And people in Long Island, if you want to see me, unfortunately, well, maybe, you need an excuse to come to Brooklyn, but you can come to Brooklyn and I'll be there if you have questions. Or, I'm here with email, so you can email me too. But I don't anticipate any questions. It's a pretty easy Excel sheet and it's a pretty easy PowerPoint presentation. It's just the formality of having a final exam. Everyone's going to do awesome on it. All right. So that's it for here. Remember, if you have questions, you can email me and enjoy and good luck.